All right, Josh. Now, the last couple of weeks, Paul and I have been doing our rankings for top 10 at each position.
Yeah.
We've already gone through pitchers, catchers, and first baseman.
And I have one every week, JJ. I have the
You've
best
won
player
every
every week.
Every week. In his own mind, he's
Yeah.
won every week.
Well, listen, that's all that matters.
The
my
judge,
own mind.
the judge, jury, and executioner. We're on to second base. Best second baseman in the game. Again, follow us on Twitter at Hit the Cut. You can follow me at Recher. You can follow Paul at Cigar Guy Online and Hit Factory Tampa. Josh, you got a Twitter?
No Twitter.
No Twitter.
Oh, no,
Staying away from that, huh?
No. I got an Instagram. You can follow me at Joshua Rashad.
Who?
At Joshua Rashad.
Rashad. With 2 A's?
Correct.
Oh, man.
Outstanding.
Is that like Ahmad Rashad?
Like,
No, there's 2. Well,
There's one A or two A's?
there's 2 A's in Josh Rashad. There's
Right.
1 A in Ahmad Rashad.
Could be like Aaron with a 1A or a 2A. You never know.
That's a wrong. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
That's
Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley.
Elvis Aaron.
Elvis Aaron. Notice, they said don't spell my name right on the grave. That's why Elvis is still alive today. His name is spelled wrong on his tombstone at Graceland. Just a little knowledge for the people out there.
nice.
Yeah, and he wins every week.
There you go.
He wins every week with these
And
random
listen,
Elvis comments.
What's that called again? Russoisms. There you go.
Russoisms.
All right, Josh. Our top 10, second base. We'll start with Paul, then we'll go to you, then
Okay.
we'll come to me, and we'll contrast and compare. More contrast than
Oh.
compare. All right, Paul. Your number 10 second
My number
baseman
10,
in the
Minnesota
Major Leagues.
Twins, Brian Dozier.
Dozier.
Wow.
I knew this guy was going to be on your list because he hits home
Wow.
runs.
Now, and he plays for my former team, Minnesota Twins. You've got to represent all.
Josh, let me give you a heads up on
Buddy
how this
hits
list
bombs.
goes, all right? Paul always tries to find a little way to try to go, well, this guy's Italian. This guy played with my sister's cousin's
There you
brother.
go.
He owned the same gerbil as I did at
There
the
you
same
go.
time. Some
Hey.
craziness. Josh, who you got in the number 10 spot?
I got my man Murph Dog. Daniel Murphy.
Murph Dog.
Daniel Murphy. Gotta have a chance to play
Who
with
the hell
him.
is that?
Daniel Murphy with the Mets. Are you kidding me? This
I
guy
need
bangs.
Oh, Father Steve, I
This guy
didn't put him
You
in
don't know
Father.
Daniel Murphy?
This guy
I know him,
bangs.
but come on.
Left-handed bat, you can put him in the 1 through the 5 hole.
Yep.
He's gonna give you some run production. He's gonna give you a quality at bat.
I'm a huge fan of Murph Dog, man. All of our Mets fans.
Because you're a
that
New
are-
Yorker.
but I'm more of a Yankee guy than a Met guy.
That's true.
Daniel Murphy is one of those guys. It's always a tough at bat with this
Yeah.
guy. A couple years ago, Mariano's last season, he blew a save in
Yeah.
Citi Field, and the big reason was Murph Dog tied the
Yeah.
game, and I think David Wright won it. Just a guy that he was playing out of position a little bit. They really didn't know where to have him. Now they're locked him in at second base.
Yeah.
He's just one of those grinders, man. He could have played at any era. You know what I mean? He's a bad ball hitter. He hits for a little bit of power.
Mhm.
He plays a damn good second base. He kind of reminds me a little bit of a Chase Utley. How he's he's one of those guys that he's just a lunch pail
Lunch pail guy.
lunch pail guy. There you go. Took the words right out of my
There you
mouth. I got him a little bit higher.
Okay.
But we'll get to that.
Who's
when
your guy?
My
Who's your
number 10, he had a good year last year, changing teams in the offseason. D. Gordon for now the Miami Marlins. Big speed guy, one of the fastest guys in the league. Doesn't walk much, which I'm not a huge fan of, but he still batted .289 last year. 12 triples. And I think you can't ignore 12 triples. You know, if a guy has 5 or 6, all right, it's 5. But you have 12 triples. That's a lot
He's
of
not
triples.
even on my list, Jay.
Of course he's not.
I mean, come on. The only reason he hit 289 is because he got to hit fastballs because of all the guys he's surrounded by.
Hey, there's a lot of guys that would have the same opportunity and not have the same stats as him.
We'll
That's all I'm saying. 64 steals.
We'll see with the Marlins what he does.
All right, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not going to see fastballs now. He's going to be batting in front of Giancarlo Stanton.
No, he'll probably be leading off.
So he's still going to bat in front of him.
Okay, but yeah, that's 2 guys in front
He
of
was
him.
batting leadoff last year too. What's the difference?
Well, who was batting second for the Dodgers?
Yasiel Puig.
Oh, they're a little something
Yes,
different. Yeah, a little different number 2 hitter.
All right, so you're not a D. Gordon fan.
Well, not that I'm not. I love watching him play. He's just not in my top 10.
Oh, wait a
He
second.
might be in the top 12.
Wait a second. Let's.
Yeah, go to the home run category.
No,
I mean, he
no. We're not going back to the home run category. We're going to talk about D. Gordon's brother.
Hell of
Last
a
year
player.
playing against your
Whoa.
son.
Oh yeah.
And the scouts were there to see D's brother,
Yeah.
and then Paulie was actually the better player that day. I
Yeah.
sense a little animosity coming from that
No,
game.
because listen, I know his dad. I know Flash. I know Flash.
What a great pitcher he was.
That guy, listen,
I love Flash Gordon.
probably one of the most exciting pitchers of his time.
Oh,
Threw
yeah.
gas with a hammer.
Yeah, he
From
did.
12 to 6 and would buckle you.
One thing I like about him is later on in his career, he was a setup guy. And
Right.
you usually see a guy that's a closer, and then when he's not a closer, he's out of
done.
the league.
Right.
You know what I mean? But him, he was so smart and crafty that he could do both roles, and it didn't seem like it bothered him. He
Yeah.
was like, I just want to pitch.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he pitched for 20 years in the
He
big.
pitched a long time.
Yeah, he
sure
pitched,
did.
came up with the Royals, right?
Yes.
And then ended with the Yankees, I think.
I think he went somewhere else after
Did
the
he?
Yankees too, maybe
But
Colorado.
no, that guy
He
played
was
for
playing
20
for the Red
years.
Sox. He was a hell of a pitcher. Paul,
Yeah.
let's move on to number 9. Who do you got number
I got
9?
Ian Kinsler. I got Ian
Kinsler, all the way down to number
Kinsler.
9.
Yeah, number 9.
You are drunk.
The reason why, and you know I'm a
Jesus.
home run guy. He had a lot.
That's always going back and forth.
He hit a lot of
Home runs matter to me
But-
now, but when
But
the
his
clock hits
defense,
11,
his defense suffered
oh,
a
you're,
little bit.
You're done.
I'm going to tell you this. See, this is the things I noticed because I'm very perceptive. He was a Mizuno guy. When he switched from Mizuno,
What I tell you, Josh?
when he switched from Mizuno to Louisville Slugger, he made 3 times the amount of errors. So, just right there, that's bad luck. You don't change glove companies. So he did, and his defense has suffered ever since he's not using a Mizuno glove anymore.
Yeah.
There you
He
go.
went from 16th in fielding percentage in 2013 to 6th. So, I'm gonna the defense.
What?
The defense rests on that one.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Josh. who you
I
got
got
number 9?
Zobrist.
Ben Zobrist.
Ben
Oh,
Zobrist.
that's terrible.
He didn't even make my list either.
Are you
Didn't even
kidding
make the
me?
list.
Yesterday he went 2 for 3, double and a triple.
That's fine. He
The
didn't
guy
make
can
list.
play. The guy can play the game. I respect the way
Yeah.
he plays the game, and he goes about his business.
Yeah, switch hitter.
Switch hitter can get. He's gonna get the job done. He can catch a routine ball. He's your quality big leaguer.
hmm
You need a guy like that in your locker room.
Absolutely.
Plays every position
Yes.
very well. Last
Yes.
year they even had him playing some center field, which was
Well, the guy's an athlete.
Joe Maddonisms. Yeah, but he's not a. Look at the guy. He's
Well,
not
no,
a
it's not.
center fielder.
But when
You
your
know what I
center
mean?
fielder, when your center fielder can't play because his toe hurts, then you got to put
The
somebody.
toe
out
bone's connected to
Yeah.
the something else bone.
there.
My number 9, I got Daniel Murphy. That's where I had Murph Dog in the
Okay.
9 slot. I'm just a big Daniel Murphy fan.
Yeah. I think you two copied off each other.
Me and him?
Yeah,
Nah.
yeah. I saw JJ's eyes in the screen. I told you that before. I saw his eyes wandering.
You jelly, man. You jealous. You jealous we got a connection. It's the J connection.
There you go.
All right, Paul. Number 8. Who you got?
I got Neal Walker.
Neal Walker. Okay.
Not bad.
I like Neal Walker. What do you like about Neal Walker?
He hit 23 bombs.
You just looking straight. Did you cross out all the other categories and just look at the hit?
I just hit 271, played great defense, and I think he's an up and comer.
He's probably the
player.
number 2 in the league at turning the double play. His pivot is unbelievable,
Yeah.
man. I still think nobody does it better than Pedroia. But Walker, man, his footwork around the bag, the way he can take the ball in front of the bag and behind the bag,
Yeah.
it's just so smooth over there. And that's overlooked a lot with Pittsburgh. You see the dynamic players in the outfield, you see the big guys,
Right.
pitching. Russell Martin, the catcher last year. And you kind of forget a little bit that infield defense. Josh
No.
Harrison being able to play a lot of positions.
Yes.
Their
Yes.
their defense in the infield is for Jordy Mercer at short. They're very
He's going to be their everyday third baseman now.
Yeah, he should
Harrison.
be all-star, man.
Yeah.
Unbelievable player. Another guy like Zobrist play a lot of
Yeah.
positions. Who do
Never
you-
seen the guy hit under 300. by
Josh
the way.
Harrison?
Yes.
Everywhere, played
That-
in high
that's an
A,
animal.
double A,
That's an
triple A,
animal.
everywhere.
Beast.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And that goes back to what we were talking about a couple weeks ago with Russell Martin. They had one of the best up-the-middle teams.
They sure did.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on. Look at that. Martin behind the dish, Walker at second,
Mercer at
Mercer at short, and
Yeah.
MVP in
McCutcheon.
center field. I mean, that's one of the best in baseball.
Yeah.
True.
You know,
I like how they got Cervelli though. I think when you transition to a guy, Cervelli kind of knows,
Yeah.
what Martin did. You know what I mean? He was his backup in New York.
Right.
And I think if you're going to transition to anybody, I think going with another guy, another passionate guy, I think
Yeah.
a little bit better is that, Cervelli's bilingual. So I think that could
another
help
guy
some
that
of the
hits at the
pitching staff.
batting cage. Another guy that hits.
Cervelli?
Sure.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
love Cervelli, man.
Yeah.
Who do you got in the 8 hole, my man?
8-hole, we got Dozier, Brian Dozier.
Brian Dozier. You like him a little higher than my
Brian
man.
Dozier.
Ah,
Brian Dozier.
I'm surprised. I'm
Yeah,
surprised.
had a chance to get my first taste of Brian Dozier 2012 in New Britain, playing for the Rock Cats. And
Connecticut?
correct. Yes.
Connecticut.
Yes. And man, just a guy he's not an easy out.
No.
He's not an easy out. He's gonna cover ground. He was playing short. and reminded me of a Latin guy playing short a little bit.
Yeah.
Was getting to balls, not the fastest guy, not the quickest guy, but somehow would get to balls in the 6-hole, get the balls up the middle.
Taking angles.
Quality, just another quality guy, tough out, and man, I don't know where all that sock came from.
Big pop.
All that sock came from somewhere.
A lot of pop, man.
Came from down under, brother. I don't know.
The thunder from down under.
I don't know.
You never know, brother. All right, number 8, I got Chase Utley.
God.
Number
Down
8
at
goal.
8?
Yeah,
Oh, geez.
I feel like he's on the downslope. I don't know if it's, only 270 last year. A couple years ago, he was an MVP candidate. So
Yeah.
I'm just, our list here,
Got it.
not only are we taking, the past, we also got to, kind of forecast what the future
Right.
holds. With his team, it's not looking good for Philly this year. And, Cole Hamels, Ryan Howard, Chase Utley, Dominic Brown. You're really struggling with Carlos Ruiz, but, the Jimmy Rollins,
Yeah.
That's
Cliff
gonna
Lee's
hurt.
still there,
That's
but
gonna
it's,
hurt.
they're more of a shell of themselves rather than the 2008 World Series team.
Yeah.
And I think Utley, great career, another tough player, great defender, makes, another guy that just makes these plays. You're like, how the hell do you make that play?
Yeah.
But I just feel like he's on the downturn of his career, and that's why I got him 8th.
I tell you what, I think the Phillies are going to have a good year. Ryan Howard looked good yesterday, and I know it's only the first game, but he looks like he slimmed down. He drove a ball to left field yesterday.
Those
Nice.
Subway sandwiches.
Yeah,
though.
there it
he
is.
fresh. Drove a ball good to left field yesterday, then got a base hit to right. Made a nice diving play. If he's healthy this year, I think he's going to have a big year. If he has a big year, Phillies have a big year. Because then my boy Dominic Brown has a very good year if he has a good year.
It might not even be so much of all right, they're not as good as they once were. But if you look at everybody else in the division, other than Atlanta,
just better.
Atlanta looks
Yeah.
like it might
Yeah.
take a little bit of a step back. But the Mets are getting better. The
Mets are
obvious-
a lot better.
Mets are a lot. Their
They're
pitching
good.
is dynamic. I like the Kadire pickup. A lot of people don't. I like the pickup. Nationals could be. They're a
Watch
top.
out.
Five, they're a top 5 team in
Watch
the
out.
major leagues. And then the Marlins, you gotta watch out. Jose Fernandez come back. I like all the deals that they made to bring in guys like D. Gordon and Martin Prado. They're going to be another exciting team to watch. I'm
I think the
excited.
Marlins are going to surprise a lot of people this year.
I agree. Let's move up to the 7-hole. Paul, who do you got back?
Ben Zobrist.
Zobrist. Oh, you like him that high?
Yeah, I do. I like him a lot. Not only for his versatility, but when he plays second base, he's got a lot of range. He's not the quickest turner of a double play.
No.
But
he looks like a white guy.
Yeah, no, he
Catches the
does.
ball, though.
He does.
But
Hey,
he
you gotta
catches
make
it
it easy
and he
plays.
throws it. He turns them. So, and he's got pretty good range for being a big guy. And, I like him because he's a solid defender.
Switch hitter,
Switch
nice
hitter,
simple swing.
yes.
I like him too. Josh, who do you got in the 7-hole?
Howie Kendrick.
Howie Kendrick. Got him.
Kendrick.
What do you get? Paul gave him a look. What's the look for, brother?
What is the matter with this guy over there? And you're a middle infielder.
The guy bangs and he catches the ball.
You
I
got
just
him lower or
want
higher?
But yet you have him at 7.
You got him higher.
Oh, well,
I got
of
him
course.
higher
Hey,
too.
there's some second basemen in the league right now
Dirty.
that, my
Dirty.
opinion, a little bit better overall, just a little bit.
Oh, yeah, there is. And you'll see him in my top, but come on.
Now, is there a player, now that Jeter's gone, is there a player in the major leagues that has a better opposite field approach than Howie Kendrick?
I would say the only guy is, in my opinion, the face of baseball is
Trout. Very similar swings,
Yeah.
though, when you think about
Yeah.
it. Their front side, they stay close, they let the ball travel.
But nobody can do it like Jeter.
No,
That guy was the
but you
best.
know what I'm saying? But to have that approach, Kendrick just does such a phenomenal job of staying inside the baseball. You never see him
I love Howie
fooled.
Kendrick.
I like the move. I like him going, staying in LA, going to the Dodgers. I think
That's
him-
the only thing I don't like, though,
What?
is him changing leagues.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough changing
But
leagues. We talk about that
But
a
he's
lot.
going to another. It's not like he's going to a team where he's going to be relied on more. I think it's very similar. He's going to a somewhat similar lineup. You got your Yasiel Puig, you got Adrian
Oh, yeah.
Gonzalez, Jimmy Rollins. I think
I
is
think it's
going
going
to
to
help
be
him.
a great double play combination.
Oh my
True.
gosh.
They're
I think they're going to be a lot.
lightning over
They're
there.
going to be more solid than D. Gordon and Hanley Ramirez. Steadier, more consistent, and I think that's what they need. The Dodgers don't need the flash. They want
Right.
they want everything you can in the regular
Right.
season. You got to be able to have those guys that are going to grind out at bats. And I think Gordon and Hanley Ramirez, more feast or famine guys. I think you're getting more consistency with Rollins and Kendrick, guys that are tougher outs, and that's going to bode well for the Dodgers as they move on.
I think what happens with a guy like Hanley is people just get tired of his act.
Yeah.
No matter how much talent he has, people just, there's just only so much of that act you can take.
Yeah,
And that's why he's been with what, 4 different teams already, or 3 different teams.
Now he's playing
in
left
3 or 4
field.
years. Yeah.
I don't think that's going to work.
You know what happens after left field, don't you? Behind the fence. See you later.
Yeah.
There you
Go where Manny.
Yeah.
Go where Manny was doing. Take a whiz
Yeah.
in the Green Monster. my number 7. I got Neal Walker. I like Neal Walker. Like I said, I love the way he turns the double play, and I think he's poised for another big year this year. Let's slide up to number 6. Paul, who do we got? Number 6.
Jose Altuve.
Number 6.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Yo, strike that from the record. Number 6.
No. Yeah, number 6. When you see my top 5, then you know.
Bro, are you looking at the same thing I'm looking at, brother?
I don't need to look at
Holy
it.
smokes.
I don't look. Stats are deceiving.
Stats are stats.
Listen, the
If
guy.
you gotta
now let me
watch
tell you why I
this.
haven't.
I'll tell you, you gotta watch this guy play.
I
That's
watch
what I
him
gotta
play.
tell you.
I watch him play all the time. He's
Wow.
he's awesome. He truly is. Led the league in hits last year in batting average. I
Number
like him.
6.
I just think that he's only had a couple of years of being in the league, and in my mind, he's not in my top 5 yet. Now, if he puts together another year like he did last year, then he might be in my top 3. But listen, my top 5 I think are pretty dang good.
God, number 6.
Yeah.
Josh, judged by your reaction, you think he's a little higher than that, my
Yeah.
friend. Who do you got in the 6 hole?
I got Utley in the 6 hole.
Okay, you got Utley a
I
little
got
higher.
Utley in the 6
Okay,
hole.
I appreciate that. Chase Utley. All right, my number 6, I got a guy that didn't play much last year, but he's probably my favorite second baseman to watch on both sides of the ball, Brandon Phillips.
Nice.
The only reason why I have him that low is because he was hurt last year. This guy's a machine. This guy's a
Nasty.
machine. He's a great, probably the best, we talk about guys that are like top 10 players and, guys that are on like the top 10 for highlights. This guy makes gold glove plays every single year, and not just 2. He makes like 10 or 15 barehanded between the legs.
I don't think the guy
holding.
even needs a glove.
He's tremendous. We look in the past of guys, looking like Robbie Aleman and, going to shortstop, guys like Ozzie Smith. Phillips is that kind of guy where it's just you watch him and you're like, that's the best fielder in the planet. You definitely can say that to yourself.
He can throw from all angles, on his knees, on his back, on his butt.
He gets it. He gets it.
Yeah.
What do you think about Brandon Phillips?
You know he's gonna drive in 100.
Yep.
He's gonna hit you 25 to 30, drive in 100. Play outstanding defense. What more can you ask for?
They had him batting 4th too.
Yeah.
I mean,
He can bang it.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago. I like the Reds. They had a great day yesterday.
Yep.
I think they're poised, for a big bounce back. Billy Hamilton's, got the speed.
Concerning
They
though-
picked up Marlon Bird though. I like the Marlon Bird sign.
Yeah,
Gives them
great signing.
It gives them a
Great
little
signing.
right-handed pop that they really haven't had because it's other than Frazier, a lot of lefties in the lineup with Votto and Joey Bruce. But I think adding that right-handed bat in the outfield really helps them.
Yeah. It was scary though. Votto still wasn't in the game yesterday.
Yeah.
So, never know.
All right, so that was my number 6. Number 5, man, we're getting to the top 5.
Top five.
Let's see who your 5 guys are that are better than Jose Altuve.
Okay. Howie Kendrick.
Jesus.
Howie Kendrick.
Okay, you got Kendrick up there?
I got Kendrick number 5.
You got Kendrick over Altuve.
Yeah.
All right, Josh, 5.
We got Neal Walker at 5.
Walker, you're a big Walker guy.
We got Neal Walker at 5.
All right, I'm gonna go Ian Kinsler in the 5 hole.
Not bad.
I like Ian
Not
Kinsler,
bad.
man. This guy is just another. You know what I like about Kinsler? He scores 100 runs every year.
Yeah.
And,
Well, he's on base a ton.
Yeah, but it's huge, and with all the numbers and the WAR and all this, the
Correct.
one number that matters is runs.
Runs.
Yes.
That's right. Runs
the one,
scored.
The one that matters is runs. Do you score runs?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, who has more runs? That's who wins the game. That's
who
what my
wins.
grandfather used to always tell me.
That's
Look at
right.
all these other things, home run, strikeouts, runs scored. Who has the most runs scored? That's why Jeter was so good for so many years.
Yes.
He always had over 100 runs scored. You got to be on base for the Miguel Cabreras and the Victor Martinez.
Absolutely.
Now
you
the
do.
Yoenis Cespedes with a grand slam
Oh,
yesterday. That
man.
lineup is going to be off the chain.
It's disgusting.
Just unbelievable. Again, follow us on Twitter, guys, at @HitTheCut, @JRecher, @CigarGuyOnline, and Hit Factory. And you can follow Josh on Instagram at Joshua Rashad, right?
Correct.
2 A's, the second A.
2 A's.
Rashaad.
There you go.
Oh man, look at that. Spelling bee champion. In
So nice I had to put it in there twice.
That's right. Spelling bee champion in 95, baby. Yes, sir. Number 4. Paul, who you got?
I got Chase Utley.
Chase Utley. You're still banking on the.
I'm still banking
You're given
on it.
reputation, right?
Not only reputation, team leader, and I think
Yeah.
he's still going to be able to bang 20, 25 jacks.
Yeah.
We talked about it with Votto last week. Chase Utley, probably one of the shortest swings in the
Oh
major
my
leagues.
God.
He
Oh
goes
my
short
word.
to the ball and
Short and quick.
We see this with a lot of hitters when they're swinging. They want to be so pretty, and
Yeah.
I don't want guys to be a trophy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Oh, look at my swing; it's so beautiful. I don't care where you're at up here
Doesn't matter.
with your finish. I'm worried about right here. Where are you at contact? He's short to the ball, extends to the ball, and a lot of times he doesn't even swing. He's like right here.
His elbows are still bent when
That's
the ball's
it.
deep. Reminds me a lot of a right-handed Philadelphia Philly, Mike Schmidt.
Yeah, another short swing.
Short
Yeah.
swing, whack, and pound the ball out the park.
I like his swing.
Yeah.
A to B, that's all that matters.
That's it.
Yeah.
Get A to B and be direct and be as violent
And
with
get
your
some
arm.
backspin.
Oh my goodness.
Not enough people are like that. Not enough. All right, who do you got, Josh?
I got Phillips. I got Brandon Phillips in the 4 spot.
That dude, BP.
That dude, talk to him.
He's
Once again,
amazing.
The guy.
Probably the nicest glove too, like the actual
Listen,
glove.
when you
Oh,
look, when you got the baddest glove on the planet,
You
come
follow
on.
him on
Oh,
Instagram?
Come on,
You
of
follow him on
course,
Instagram?
Yeah.
Holy
My
shit.
nephew stole his nickname, that dude. Now he's that dude trip 31
Oh
or
my
something like
God.
that. Yeah, but
You look at his Instagram, and he's got like this big old kitchen table, and there's like all these Wilson A2000
Yeah,
gloves on there. I'm
it's
like,
just
oh my
disgusting,
god.
man.
I was like, just give me one. Give me one that has a rip.
I'll break into his house and take him. Let's go.
We'll get old school New York style
Yeah.
on him, man. Number 4, I got Howie Kendrick.
Howie.
I love him. I think he's just got
I'm not mad at you.
Yeah, I just love his opposite field approach. Not too many guys do that. Just a solid player, man. It's never an easy at bat with him. It's just like, here's Kendrick again. Here's Kendrick again.
Yeah.
He always seems to come up big. He's got the postseason experience. I'm a big fan
I
of
think
Howie.
he's going to be huge for the Dodgers
I
next
do,
year.
man.
I truly do. It's going to be a hell of a double play combination
Oh, man.
with him and J-Roll.
And
J-Roll's going to get the,
Yeah.
I feel like this is going to rejuvenate him a
Sure,
little bit.
sure.
It's going to give him a little extra pep in his step. Final 3, man. Top
Here we
3.
go.
All right, this is going to be a good one. Paul, who do you got number 3?
Brandon Phillips, number 3.
Oh, you got him up in the 3.
I got him up in the 3 slot.
So I know who your top 2 are.
And you better not have copied me.
I ain't copying. You know my man Altuve's up there.
Yeah.
You know he's gonna like Altuve. Here you go. Who you
I
got
like
number 3?
Altuve, but he
We
plays
got
for Houston.
we got Altuve in the 3. The
Oh,
guy
God.
Altuve in the 3. The guy you
Oh.
can't get him out. You
No,
can't get him out.
But listen, it's easy when you play for the Astros.
How is it
It's even
easy?
harder.
Because they're
nobody
the
else-
Astros.
But there's
They're not-
nobody.
That
There's
guy,
nobody around
that
him.
guy probably, listen, I'm glad the guy hit 340, but he probably didn't face anybody's number 1 or number 2 the
You're
whole
nuts.
year.
You 660 at bats.
Doesn't
of course.
matter.
You played in the AL West. All right, here's the point.
Okay.
Your number 1 pitcher
Uh-huh.
is who? Felix
No, it
Hernandez.
is Felix
Played in the
Hernandez.
same division as Felix Hernandez. So he.
How many at-bats did he have against him?
We're gonna look it up in a second.
Yeah,
We're gonna look it up.
you better.
If he was 5 for 6, you're gonna be eating crow, my brother.
That's all right. Then
Listen.
at least he earned it.
But you can't talk about D. Gordon before seeing all those fastballs. That guy didn't see fastballs.
No.
What the hell's hitting?
I'll tell you what,
Two-
there's a great picture of him, Jay, that he jumped in
At the ball.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yogi Berra style.
Yeah,
Listen,
and smoked it.
no other second baseman had 200 hits. He had 225, 56 stolen bases. He had more stolen bases, 56, than strikeouts, 53.
Listen, I love the guy.
341. Okay, the next highest guy in the whole league was 319.
Yeah, which
More
was
now.
who?
More now.
And that, we don't even want to talk about Justin Morneau.
This guy,
That's
Jose Altuve is 5'5".
No. I can tell you this, Jay. He's represented by my agency.
Alan Nero.
Alan
There
Nero,
we go.
Scotty
There we
Pacino.
go. There we go.
Listen, if he's 5'4", with cleats and
That's
a
pushing.
helmet on, it's pushing it. But this guy is jacked.
He got size.
Man,
Yes, and it's so funny.
he ain't tall, but he's wide, brother. And I listen, I love the guy. I just want to see him do it a couple more times before I put him in the top 5.
It's funny you see a guy like Elvis Andrus, who's probably
Yeah.
bigger than him, and he
Yeah.
doesn't hit home runs at all. You know what I mean? He hit 7, and I'm not saying it's a lot, but for a guy that small,
Yeah.
to hit 7 home runs, he hit more than D. Gordon. You know?
Well, that's
And
why
Ju- and
that's why D. Gordon's not on my list,
But-
and he is.
And he hit just as many as Dustin Pedroia, who
Yeah,
I'm
he
sure
did.
we'll hear from in a minute.
But he was hurt too. Now let's back it off. Let's back it off. He was hurt.
Okay.
Pedroia
Still
was
had
hurt.
550 at bats, man.
Okay, that's still 100.
My
that's a
number
good
3
count.
hole, I'm gonna go Dustin Pedroia. I gotta put him in number 3.
Three. Three.
Top 3 for me are interchangeable, but Pedroia is number 1 at turning the pivot. Okay, turning double play, comes to play every day. Great defender.
Yeah.
Just a dirty dude.
He's the guy you want in the locker room.
You got it, man. You got it. He's the man. All right, number 2, Paul. Who you got?
Who'd you have for number 3?
For number 3, I had Altuve.
Oh, okay. Number 2, Dustin Pedroia.
There you go.
I knew you were gonna put
There
it in
you go.
2.
You gotta put him in the 2.
What do you like about Pedroia?
He is not only a grinder, team leader, turns a double play, has more range than he knows what to do with, and as the name of our show, is a tremendous cutoff relay guy.
He is.
Tremendous cutoff relay guy, and he just plays the game. He's a guy that overcomes all the odds because of, not to say talent, because of course he's got talent. He's in the big leagues. He was an AL MVP, but he is your classic overachiever. It's a kind of guy you love as a parent and as a coach, because you can. So many kids, Jay, get discouraged because of their size or their ability and all that. Listen, watch that guy. Watch Jose Altuve.
Mm-hmm.
Those are guys that inspire you. And every time I see Dustin Pedroia play, I'm inspired. I would pay to go watch, even though I get free tickets. I would pay to go watch him play baseball, because he's just that type of player. He's that type of player.
Unbelievable performer.
Yes.
Unbelievable performer.
Yes.
Plays hurt, doesn't matter.
And even last year, we didn't have a great year, but still, I mean, to really still come out every day, give it your all when your team is in last place, and they're not going anywhere for
Right.
last year. For him to just come every single day and do his job, there's stuff to be said about that. I think he's going to have a great year this year. He's got, the cavalry was coming. Hanley, Sandoval. It's going to be. I feel like that offense has got a potential to do some historic things this year.
Who are they going to play at shortstop? Because I think that
Bogart.
They are going to play.
He's a good
so,
player.
Stud.
He had a great postseason 2 years ago. A little, came back to earth a little bit last year. But, that second year is always tough when the pitchers have all the tape on you. But I feel like another year of, with Big Papi, and, he's going to slot down in the order. He's going to see a lot more fastballs. So I think they're poised to have a breakout year.
Yeah, I think they're going to do well.
Yeah, for sure. Josh, who do you got in the 2 hole?
Pedroia.
You got Pedroia as well.
You got Pedroia. You gotta put him in
You
there.
got to put him in the 2 hole. I got Altuve second. I
Yes.
just think that
I don't think you can go wrong there.
you can't. I mean, Altuve's just he just had one of the most dynamic years last year at
Yes.
anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the top 5 performances out of every baseball player last year. Obviously, you get your Kershaw, but Altuve's year. I mean, that's a year when
It's phenomenal.
when guys aren't batting 320 and you're batting
Yeah.
340. When
No,
guys
it's a
aren't getting
career
200
year.
hits, you get 225. I mean, it's one of those things where
Yeah.
you're not just on top. You're a couple notches
Right.
above. So I had to put him in the 2 hole because I just feel like.
No, hey, listen, he
overboard.
had a career year, Jay. I think anybody we've put on this list in between 2 and 5 or 2 and 6.
It seems like the
Yeah.
top 5 guys
They're
are pretty
interchangeable.
interchangeable.
Yes.
Number 1 is number 1.
Number one is
one.
number
Don't
one.
you know? I let to it last. And look, I didn't even write his name down on my list. Just look at my list, and what does it say?
Don't
What
you-
does it say?
Number 1, don't you
Don't
know?
you know? Robinson Cano. That guy's twisted steel and sex appeal, buddy. He's just, he's mint chocolate chip. He's just the man. He's the man.
God, man.
He's the man.
Hey, have you guys really paid attention to how he makes that play going up the middle?
But
Doesn't even look at for.
It's unheard of. He catches it and is looking in the left field, throws it under his armpit, a strike to first base. I mean, come on. The guy's 6'2", 225 pounds of just awesomeness.
Just love the way he uses
Huh.
when he uses all fields. He's just impossible to get out because he'll hit a rocket down the left field line to get a double and be fine with it. And then you'll try to jam him inside, and he brings those quick hands through the zone, and then he hits it 400
And he
feet.
just
It's like, how the
rotates
hell
on
do
him.
you get this guy out?
And you know, like we were talking about a couple minutes ago, about a guy that stays the other way
Mhm.
consistently.
Yes.
I mean, he's got to be the best at it right now. I mean,
he's tough to tell your kids to watch because the game at times looks so easy to him.
yeah,
That it
nonchalant.
and it looks like he's kind of like taking plays off or he's not giving it his all, but that's not him.
Yeah.
You know, and I think early on in his career, Larry Bowa, when he was coaching with the Yankees, told him, listen, that's okay, but you really got to bust it. You got to run hard. There's certain things you got to do. You got to run hard out of the box.
Right.
You got to make sure that you don't give at-bats away. And everything else, it's just very fluid. I feel like there's not many players that are as fluid as Robinson Cano. The game just looks like it comes so easy to him. Same thing with Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like they're on a beach somewhere when they're playing. He doesn't ever look stressed out. He's just out there doing his thing. You could throw 100, he's still up there swinging. You could throw a knuckleball, he's still staying back. You know, defensively, I can only compare him to another guy. I remember seeing a thing on Ozzie Smith playing shortstop, and he would just field the ball and he wouldn't look at first. He would just field it and throw it across the diamond. I feel like Cano's the only other guy that he would just be like, phew.
Well,
And his arm, he's got a shortstop's arm strength playing second.
Second base,
Yes.
right. I think that's what he came up as.
Yeah.
But of course, with the Yankees, when you came up in the
Jeter and Aaron.
he made a lot of shortstop, second basemen, and third basemen,
That's
brother.
right.
I think Soriano the same way.
Yeah.
Soriano came up as a shortstop, became a second baseman and an outfielder. I just think the only guy I think defensively that compares to him is Brandon Phillips
Yeah.
in the sense of smoothness and, you know, knowing where he is around the bag.
He's a highlight reel.
Yeah,
Brandon
he
Phillips.
is.
He's a highlight
Yes.
reel, and that's why it's tough to compare the two because Cano's not the highlight reel guy.
No.
He's the Joe Cool,
Right.
you know, make it look easy. Is the opposite. He's like, well, I don't want to make this look hard. I want to make this look easy.
Yeah.
So that does it for our list, fellas. Very good job from everybody. Robinson Cano, obviously the unanimous number one. Now, what we're going to do for all of our lists from now on, we did it with catching. We forgot it last week, first baseman. We're going to do it now at second. The best second baseman of all time, in your opinion. Paul, who do you got?
Oh, that's hard. There's so many guys that, you know, I can just go in the eras that I watched play because you got guys, Bill Mazeroski, guys like that were, you know, Hall of Famers. But in my mind, the guy I loved the most was Joe Morgan. You know,
Joe Morgan.
I'm a Cincinnati Reds guy. Growing up, you know, them being here, I love Joe Morgan. That was one of the guys that I paid attention to, you know, I just think he's a guy. Joe
That's your
Morgan's my
guy. Boyhood idol, right?
Yeah, he could use the smallest glove in the infield. I think he used a 9-inch glove in the infield.
Smokes.
Yeah,
It's like a training glove.
If you look at his glove, it was not even as big as your hand,
Wow.
and could hit bombs too. Joe Morgan. So that's my guy.
Dropping it on him. Josh, who do you got, man?
Didn't come up in the
In the ancient,
previous,
in the ancient old times.
previous
Watch
years.
it, buddy. Watch
Previous years.
Such a,
Watch
such a nice way to put it.
it. We got
My
3
guy.
different eras here.
We do.
I
We
know.
do.
Oh no, Josh is older than you. What am I talking?
I'm a year older than him, brother.
Okay.
You were born in what, 86?
86.
I was born in 85. I appreciate you seeing that,
I
boy.
started high school in '85.
So
For the love of God.
I got Roberto Alomar.
Man, stole my answer, bro.
Roberto Alomar.
I told you he was looking through that back window the whole time, and he could see guys.
He knew it.
You know, now, but see, that's the easy choice. That's
Switch hitter.
whatever.
Switch hitter.
Unbelievable.
Smooth. Had probably the best glove out before B. Phillips.
Because he had
Great
the
guy.
legit glove,
The
too.
legit glove.
Yeah.
The SSK.
That old SSK.
Oh, that was nasty.
When he played for the Mets, he had the blue
Different
and orange
color.
color.
He-
Holy
Yeah, that was
smokes.
everybody wanted that.
That was
glove.
mind-blowing.
He's a guy that I think he's a guy that reinvented second base.
Yeah.
I think he reinvented
He was
second.
making those plays that Phillips
He made second base, playing second base sexy. He truly did, because everybody looked at the shortstop, but that guy made it. You know, he made it a prime time position.
I gotta agree with you, man. Robbie Aleman was the best second baseman I've seen. I mean, you can go way back in the day and talk about Joe Gordon with the early, Yankees in the early 2000s. Joe Flash Gordon, look him up, brother. He's got some serious
Who did he
numbers.
play for?
The Yankees.
When?
Okay.
In the
Is that
20s.
Was that when Phil Rizzuto played back then?
He's older than.
Oh wow.
I'm talking the 20s, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm a historian, brother.
Yeah,
I
I know you are. And let me throw another guy in there, and you guys didn't watch him, but I watched him. Was a guy named Sweet Lou Whitaker.
Yeah.
Sweet Lou, now he was nasty. Him and Alan Trammell turned into, they were
Best
super-
double play combination of all time?
No.
Because
I didn't see him.
from what I've seen, because they were early 80s,
Yeah.
okay? Robbie Alomar, Omar Vizquel.
Talk to
I mean, come on.
Vizquel,
That had to
too.
be just the 2 greatest middle infielders playing together at the same
same
time.
They the funny thing about them is you think about it, they played together in the mid to late 90s, right?
Yeah.
I feel like those guys were like the 2000 version. You know what I mean? Like they were ahead of their time.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Like those guys could be playing right now
Absolutely.
and they'd be like, they got swag.
Yeah.
Those guys
Yeah.
had swag in the mid 90s before there was even swag around.
Well, I think Vizquel did that for shortstops. I mean, he was a guy-
Bare-handed balls.
You never saw guys barehanded
Nope.
balls until you saw Omar Vizquel do
He
it.
never made. It's a funny
Yeah.
part about it. He never made mistakes.
He didn't need
He'd
a
bury the
glove
ball,
either.
throw the guy. I'd be like, dude, he played till he was like 43.
Yeah, he didn't need a glove either.
No.
I mean, that guy was just nasty.
Just an unbelievable
And,
double
and
play.
you see
combination.
guys doing stuff now that they copied those two guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. They made it. I would say, they made it easy for Latin ball players to come in as middle infielders
Oh,
because
exactly.
those guys are probably two of the best ever.
And they're both switch hitters.
Yeah.
Both could rake. Different,
Yeah,
obviously
different
Alomar
players.
had more
Alomar
pop.
more pop.
Vizquel was,
So I would have to take Alomar on top of him,
course.
you know.
But, Alomar played Blue Jays,
Yeah.
Padres,
Ton of teams.
Indians,
Came
Orioles,
up with the Padres.
Mets.
Came up with the Padres.
But he won the World Series in 92, 91 or 92 with the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
That was some lineup.
Yeah.
Ricky Henderson, Alomar, Molitor, Joe Carter. That's
My boy Darnell Cole's on that team.
Did-
Randy Nora on that
Devon
team.
White was Devon
Was
White?
Fred there?
Fred was there.
No, I think
No.
Olrud was the first baseman. 'Cause
Yeah.
he traded.
Wait,
They
wait,
got
wait,
traded
wait,
for
wait.
each other.
Okay.
That's right, because Fred had gone already,
Yep.
I think.
Okay.
He had gone to San Diego.
Unbelievable, man.
No,
You
listen.
want to talk about guys that hit the cut? You want to talk about
Yeah.
a guy that can
Yeah.
run it?
Devon, listen.
Nobody was better than Roberto Alomar, bro. I just remember the swag he had of catching the ball, and he was not. A lot of guys before Alomar would catch the ball a lot straight up here and then
Right.
kind of turn. He'd almost be already
He was
turning.
already sideways.
He would be jumping in the air, so his left knee would be up, and then as soon as he caught the ball, he would plant and throw.
Yes.
And he just made it look. It was like a dance move. For
I'm
him.
telling you, he
Just an unbelievable.
yeah,
fielder.
he just and you look at his brother that was a catcher. I mean, you go from
Sandy.
one to
Another
yeah.
great player.
Yes,
man.
Another great player, but I mean, it's strange how you have one brother that's one way, and then you got Roberto that's that is fleet of foot and just the nastiest second baseman.
Just great list, great second base, great position.
Now, well, let me ask you a question. Real quick.
Go ahead, ask away.
Who would you take? Robbie Alomar or don't you know Robinson Cano? Oh my. Yeah. Huh? Who would you take?
In today's game?
No.
Any
Right
time.
now. Right now. Who would you take?
Alomar in his prime against Cano.
I didn't say prime.
Well, I mean, you can't take Alomar now. He's 40-something
Well,
years
no,
old.
I'm just saying. Who would you take? Robbie Alomar? Robinson Cano? Which one?
Putting us on the spot.
I think.
Yeah. Come on.
I think I would go Alomar, man. I don't know.
Really?
I just.
Really?
Cano's obviously got more power numbers, but I feel like the way Alomar played the game, the way he could, you couldn't throw a lefty in there. No, Cano's obviously, a little weaker against lefties naturally, but you couldn't switch Alomar to the right side and think it was an advantage because at times he was a better hitter right-handed.
Yeah.
And I feel like defensively, he was just, there was no Cano Pedroia.
No.
You know what I mean? It was Alomar and then everybody else.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So then
And
your answer should be easy.
I gotta go Alomar, yeah.
Jay?
I'm going
JJ?
Cano. I'm going Cano for the offense.
The rake, yeah, he
I'm
was
going Cano
rake.
for the offense. Yeah.
I'm gonna surprise you. I'm gonna move Cano to shortstop and I'm putting Alomar at second
You
base.
can't do that.
Hey, it's
Can't
my
do that.
rules.
Oh my
It's my
God.
rules.
Russo is
Man.
number 95.
Or I'll just let Alomar, but listen, in my opinion, probably the greatest of all time. The greatest of all time. You look at Alomar as not only he rakes both sides of the plate,
Yeah.
great range, reinvented the position, great on the cutoff and relay, faster.
Yeah, faster.
I think tools-wise, I would go Alomar.
But Cano's got the one thing that's
yeah.
outstanding.
Oh, no,
You know what I
absolutely,
mean? He's
absolutely.
got 5 great tools.
Right.
Cano's got 1 outstanding,
Right.
2 great, and
Right.
2 good.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. I think Cano, in the sense, it sprays the field.
Mhm.
I saw a diagram the other day. 33% everywhere, left,
That's great.
center,
Wow.
right. I mean, and not being a switch hitter and a guy that can use the left side of the field as much as he does the pull side.
That helps him
Yeah,
against left-handed
I think
pitchers.
Cano is a new generation second baseman in the sense of bombs,
Mhm.
but
Well, we've seen that with like Neal Walker
Yeah.
and Brian Dozier
Right.
and
Yes.
Brandon Phillips.
But
Neal Walker.
Alomar transcends every era, plays every era, and is the best second baseman I think of all time.